Hello and welcome everybody, and thank you for joining me again. My name is Wilky and I'm here with another, I guess, update video talking a little bit about the patch. No, this is not going to be a guide for two reasons. First of all, the next thing I'll probably be talking about is the shadow table, but I already burned both of my attempts this week, or whenever the reset's going to be. So unfortunately, I will not be able to provide any visual aid, I guess, or video content for that. I could talk about it, but I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be such a huge help. And the other thing I may be talking about is the evolution system. Though, like, it has a few things that are a bit weird, and we're still in the discussion of whether or not all these things are intended or not, but anyways, within the last patch we received 3 major parts. The arena came back, and with some new tweaks to it. Some are good, some are, in my opinion, pretty bad. Then we have the Shattered Table, which basically is a new endgame dungeon, which links heavily into the evolution system because some of the materials you need to evolve gear and some of the new gear, the colder gear, is obtained in that dungeon. And I was lucky I got 2 pieces already, so don't judge me on that. The buddy I ran with, he got boots and 3 other items. I was just simply lucky that I got the stuff for me. And last but not least, the evolution system, which I'm going to be quickly talking about it. As I said, this is not going to be a guide, this is just my input on the patch and how this changes the current flow of the game. So let's start about talking about the arena. Now, before we even start, I hate the arena. That's a fact. I like the old arena with the 10 floors, 3 attempts per day. That was really cool. Ever since they introduced the 120 floors, I got cancer, like quite literally. I find it insanely stupid. Because, first of all, it's a gear check. It's a heavy gold sink, which we already have enough in the game. I have no clue why they introduced such a major gold sink into the game that early. Especially with the super weird and wannabe controlled economy they're trying to enforce on us. It makes absolutely no sense to have people burn their gold on the arena. But that's their choice, and I simply don't like it. I hate the arena. But the old arena had 120 floors and relatively good rewards. You got the medals, you get badges, you got cred, gems, and all that stuff. Now we have 150 floors. They removed pretty much all the badges. Instead, they gave us some hero keystones. And generally, in my opinion, the rewards became worse. And you have even more floors to clear, so even more gold to waste. The only good thing about the new arena is that they scale down the entry fee. So early on, you're not going to spend 100k per attempt. I currently have to spend around, let me check, I think 80 per attempt. Yeah, I'll spend 80,000 per attempt. And as you can see, I'm currently on floor 102. But I simply don't feel like trying it. Simple as I just find it stupid. It just bugs me. I just don't like it. I just find it very annoying. It's plagued with one-shot mechanics. You just cheese around. All I do, maybe other classes have a bit more depth to it, but as a Doomblade, all I do is I throw my range pokes. I kite them around, wait for the 2 bosses to be relatively close together, start with 1 Ultra Break, 2 skills, the second Ultra Break, 2 skills, third Ultra Break through to 2 skills or so, then probably Ultimate Draw. Then I try to get the hell out of there and just run around until my Ultra Breaks reset. And that's all I do in the arena. And if your gear is good enough, and if you're lucky with the RNG, you're gonna make it. And if your gear is too shit, you're not gonna make it in time. And personally, that's pretty damn bad game design, but hey, that's just my opinion. Some people like the arena, I just find it bothersome, and I don't like doing it. So yeah, I'll probably just go as far so I can get the weekly wings again, and not bother too much with it unless I just power through with the gear so much that I don't have to hassle through it. But yeah, that's as I said, that's just my thing. I just don't like it. But at least they open it, so we have something to do again. Let's move on to the good news, though, or rather, the better news for me. Shattered Table has been lucky for me. Like, really lucky. I did run it, and I got my sword, and I got the helmet. So I cannot complain about that at all. So in that regard, I was really lucky to get the tier 9 helmet and weapon. So the only thing left for me is the tier 9 shoes, and then I'm set with that gear. But generally, the dungeon itself, it has some good mechanics to it. For example, that you can help friends with it. Because regardless, if you clear the first 4 bosses, for example, you can always help friends, and you will always start at the same floor they are on, but you will not get rewards. So what that allows us is basically we can now help guildies or friends without, you know, we're still allowed to enter the dungeon unless we actually clear all 5 bosses. Then we're automatically gonna reset the dungeon. And what that does is you basically have 2 full dungeons per week. So if you clear the last boss, that's gonna be 1 full attempt. And if you clear the last boss twice, you're not going to be able to enter the dungeon for the next week or whenever the reset's going to be. And I did clear both of them, so now I'm unable to enter Shattered Table, which is why I'm unable to record some footage and potentially make some visual guide or give you some information regarding that. But generally, the dungeons itself weren't too bad. The first dungeon is not, or the first boss is not that difficult. The second one is pretty much a DPS check, because you're gonna have a constant poison on it, which is a bit annoying for me. But the more gear and the better gear is, especially if you run with the dual party, it should be relatively easy to clear. But generally, the dungeons itself aren't that badly designed. The third boss is really easy, you just destroy the tombstones. The fourth boss is where a lot of people have trouble. So this is probably one of the first breaking points for a lot of people. And the last boss is, well, let's just say, kind of annoying. But we still managed to do it with a couple rest stones going, because the last boss resets his HP bar if you die. But if you're in a group, as long as one of your party members, or as long as one of you guys is alive, the boss is not going to reset HP, so all you have to make sure is you're not going to be dead at the same time. And other than that, you should be fine. So this is not really such a huge deal, at least not for me. But anyways, the dungeon, as I said, twice per week. What bugs me about the dungeon is the entry fee, because you have to craft a key, which costs 300,000 gold, so another gold sink, and what else? I think 15 violet boss holes, if I recall correctly. I think it was 15. Which, I don't... Like, this is what I meant. They already have a huge gold sink in the arena. Now they have a gold sink because you need those keys. And those keys, as I said, 300... I think 300,000 and 15 of the violet boss holes. I'm not very happy about that. It's... I don't really understand why they implement so many gold sinks that early into the game, because as I said, I right now have 12 million left, I think, not even close. After the dailies I will have 12 million left, so there's that. Whoops. But a lot of people, especially new people, they will struggle to get the gold going, because early in the game we did not have these things. So look, I don't want to get one shot. Ooh, yeah. So, it just kind of weirds me out how they introduce so many gold sinks, because if you don't clear the dungeon on the first attempt, you have 10 reses per attempt. You can enter the dungeon as many times as you want unless you clear it. So if you don't clear but you fail to kill the boss, you can just re-enter, but you need a key for 300,000 and boss souls. So, it's first of all, it's gonna take gold out of people and the souls, which is gonna slow down progress again. Which, yeah, I don't like the choice of that, really. But it is what it is. So we have to deal with that. Other than that, I actually kinda enjoyed the new dungeon. As I said, it's twice per week. So it's not that much of a time waster. Unlike the arena, which is... It takes so much time. It's just annoying. I don't like it. You can probably tell by now that I simply don't like the new arena at all. But yeah, that's just what it is. The new dungeon. The only real kicker for me is that probably no new player will be remotely able to clear the new dungeon because they simply don't have the gear for that. Like, you don't have the gear for that, simple as that is. It's pretty much only for people that are end game ready already. I might actually get whacked on the face. Ooh, that was close. That was close. Oops, I pulled him too early. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. God damn it. Yeah, I'm not paying too much attention to the dungeon right now, but this is just when I'm doing dailies. You just do the dailies and that's it. Oh, damn it, I forgot to pop my potion. Shit. Oh well. Anyways, this is, as I said, some information regarding the new arena and the shadow table. You also get the option to craft charms now, and dismantling Starhenge gear and dimensional gear will now give you hero keystones, which you will need plenty to evolve your gear and craft the new charms. So let's talk a bit about the evolution system. That basically is a more streamlined way to upgrade or improve your gear while not actually needing new gear. Because what the evolution system does is it allows you to evolve gear, and what that does is it increases the tier of the weapon or item, for example. Like, if you look at that, my necklace is now Evo 1, which makes it tier 8. If you take a look at these are tier 7. So it increases the tier, and what that does, it does increase the stats. Not too much, but it is a decent boost. And it keeps your enhancement level, it keeps your charm, so everything you have in those items will be staying there. So that's a very good thing, especially charms, because some of these charms are quite expensive or hard to get. If you don't want to lose them, that's the thing. The issue with the evolution system is that it changes the special property. And this is probably going to affect a lot of people, including myself, because I'll go over my gear in a quick second after clear these mobs. Because I picked my gear with, well, combinations in mind, or certain things in mind. And now that the special property changes after the evolution, some of these effects will not be able to apply anymore, or I'll basically lose some of these stats. And what I mean by that is I use the Grey Ward's ring and earring, and those work with MP, and you need 2.5k MP to get the full bonus. Now, when I evolve them, they will all turn into the Nuridin accessories. So the Grey Ward stuff will be Evo 1 but Nuridin. So that means instead of the MP bonus, I will be getting the attack speed per HP. The problem is, if you look at my where is it? MP right now, I have 2,649. So if I'm going to be switching out this one, I will lose the innate MP bonus, and I will drop below 2.5k. And if I will switch out those, you get the point that some of these item combinations will actually not work anymore. And especially for me, because I use Tuviel or Tuivel, whatever you call that. They also work with the MP bonus. So for me, that's kind of a bit of an issue, because once I start evolving my accessories, I basically have to change the gloves. There's a whole bunch of things that I have to change in order to accommodate these things. And I don't know if that was intended or not. I don't see the fucking guy. I hope that wasn't too late. I think he slashed. Yeah, good. Good. Alright, that was good. So yeah, that's just a bit of a weird thing for me, because if you evolve Starhand, Dimensional, or Coldor gear, which is the tier 9 gear that drops in Shadow Table, you're gonna be getting just an upgraded version and the special property doesn't change. But if you're upgrading Starhenge items, it does change the special property, which is... we're just going to check that at the NPC real quick, which is the Legendary Smith Gorval. So if I'm going to be putting those Grey Ward's earring, they will turn into Nuridin earrings, and as you see, the special property changes. I don't exactly know why that is, but it just is that way. I can substitute for that, but I will have to adjust my gear accordingly. So this is just a minor thing that kind of bugs me. As you can see, you will see what you will lose and what you will gain by evolving. But for example, if I were to evolve my sword, the special property stays the same. So all that does is increase the stats. That's how it should be. We don't exactly know why that is. It might be because that's how it's coded into the game. It might be because the devs were lazy or something. I don't exactly know why that is. But it just is that way, so we just have to deal with it. But anyway, this is just my insight on the current patch. As I said, the arena, I hated the old one. I don't like the new one. I think it's even worse. Except that it's now cheaper to attempt, but yeah, I just don't think it's very good. But that's just my opinion. The shadow table is pretty decent, but it just allows high-end players to pretty much get access to the new gear. And what kind of bugs me is, we're gonna take a quick look, or I'm gonna show you something. Now, upgrading or evolving, that's what I was looking for. My Colder Claymore will take 50 ghost shards. Now I have 7 of those ghost shards. I found 3 colder items within my 2 runs. The buddy I was running with, he found 4. But I know plenty of people that didn't get a single piece of colder gear during their 2 attempts. Now, with that being said, En Masse Entertainment stated that they want to get new gear going every month. So even if I find 3 items again next week and I dismantle all of them, I'll probably end up at 20 ghost shards. So I need a good 3 weeks, if my luck continues that way, to get all the materials needed to upgrade or evolve one of my items. And we have the colder helm, and then there's colder shoes. So there's 3 items that you could potentially evolve, not even talking about the other materials you need. Same goes for those things here. Look at the amount of stuff you need to evolve. 50 gold Critum crystals, 150 hero keystones. It's just so much that we don't exactly know how long that's gonna take, but I'm just gonna assume, hopefully at least, that we're gonna be stuck with that gear for longer than a month. Anyways, this is all that I can give you. As I said, no real guide. The next thing I'm probably gonna be talking about, as I said, is evolution or shadow table, because I don't think I will ever make an... Damn, dog. Shut up. I don't think I'll ever make a guide about the arena. I just don't like it. As I said, I just don't like it. But maybe I'll do one in the future. I will see. Anyways, this is all about the information that I can give you about the current patch notes. I think it's good. It actually brought a few new players back into the game. The progression system is a bit more streamlined now, though I think the amount of resources you need is just way overboard. Because you have to pay attention that I was lucky, but I burned through pretty much all of my resources to get my weapon to plus 17. There's so many people not able to, or they don't have that access, they don't have that many resources, so they're constantly going to be behind, and they're going to be falling further behind as the game progresses at that speed. Eventually, once we catch up to the Korean version, or whatever version we're actually catching up to, I don't exactly know at this point, eventually we're gonna hit a wall or a state where we're not gonna get new gear. But right now we're basically on a speedway of gear progression, which makes it insanely hard for people to keep up. And I did play a lot, and I did spend a lot on the game, and I still have trouble keeping up with the gear. I mean, my gear is not perfect, as you can see if you look at the arena. There's people running around with 220,000, and I'm having 176. I don't have a power core on. If I take my power core with me, I do have 187,000. So I'm pretty decent, but sure as hell not at the maximum of what I can do. Anyways, this is all for now. Sorry for rambling on about the patches for that long, but this is just my insight and my information regarding that. Hopefully you guys have fun with the new patch, and yeah, hopefully they will fix the auction house. They bugged it again. I think elite vouchers, stability hammers, and soul fusion coupons are not able to register again. God knows, like, this is key in such a game that the auction house is functioning that the auction house is functioning, but they keep messing it up. I don't know if they're aware that they basically screwing a lot of people over with that, because economy is very staggering. Neither cash nor cred is flowing very freely. Like, it's hard to sell certain items. There's so much stuff on the auction house nobody's willing to buy, nobody can buy because they don't have the gold or the cred for that. So right now the economy is in a very, well, let's just say strange place. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys around. And yeah, if you have anything else you may need a guide or something around, we can do that, or I can take a look at that. But as I said, it's probably going to be Shadow Table and then probably Evolution. So stay tuned for that. And as always, I hope I will see you next time as well.